little backstory. Went to the dunes recently. Was having some drive shaft vibration, and it's been going on for a little while, even before going to the dunes. Climbed under the truck, looked all around, noticed that the carrier bearing was all broke out, the rubber around the carrier bearing, and couldn't get anything else to move. Nothing, no bolts missing, no nothing. And so I'm not sure or couldn't understand why the drive shaft was vibrating at high speed. Go to the dunes, take the truck out in the dunes, camp, do all that good stuff, come home, and on the way back home it gets worse, noticeably worse. And so we get back to the house and drove it around town a little bit and noticed it got bad enough that it's at low speed. Something, and okay, something, I didn't see something. Something's really wrong. So we're walking in the driveway and my son sees a bolt laying there. And he's all, "Dad, this looks like a bolt to your truck." And I'm like, "Oh man, I know what that is." So he gets under my truck and looks, and these are the bolts that hold the drive line to the rear end, where the pinion shaft is. And somebody, when they put these back in, so someone has worked on the drive line, I'm assuming they replaced the U-joints at some point, they didn't Loctite these. And so I had two fall out, and I had a third one backing out, and the two that fell out are on the same side. So the flange that bolts the drive shaft to the pinion shaft was actually able to articulate on those last two bolts that were left. Found one bolt's gone. It's been doing it for a while because all the threads on the top part of the bolts are all rounded over smooth. They're still there a little bit, but not much. And so the only thing I can come up with is, why would this whole thing start? Why would all of these started backing out? Well, I have a sneaking suspicion that one of the U-joints has also gone bad. I won't know till I take it apart. But in the process of this vibration happening, it also wiped out the rear end seal. So we are going to replace all new bolts, rear pinion seal, rear end fluid. I didn't know I needed 4 quarts of this. I got 2, so I got to go back and get 2 more. I got the Valvoline full synthetic, which has the limited slip additive. I've been told if you have an open diff, you don't need the limited slip additive. I don't know. I'm not taking a chance. Didn't want to go screw around and try to go to the dealership and get the Motorcraft stuff. I know there's a lot of you that are going to, not agree with that. But from everything I read on the forums, the Valvoline full synthetic 75W140 is good enough. So I got to get 2 more of those. If you need the part number for the Dorman bolt set, first of all, I got it on Rock Auto because it was quick and easy. Part number is 80992. And these come pre-Loctited. I got the Timken seal, the Timken rear seal. I liked that it had the rubberized material around the outside of the seal to make up for any voids supposedly there that can be in the casting, or have developed from use over time, water intrusion, whatever. The Timken seal part number is 4278. At least that's what it says in the box. Again, I got this at Rock Auto. It's nice and cheap. The bolts take a 12 millimeter socket, courtesy of Harbor Freight. I got the Felpro gasket. I know a lot of guys just use sealant on there. Gasket maker, high temp, whatever it is. I think they actually have a gear oil specific gasket maker. I bought a gasket. It's a Felpro gasket. It is part number RDS 55394. That's right there. And I can't endorse this. I don't know how great it is. I'm going to put gasket sealant on both sides of it real lightly. And then I can get you torque specs a little bit later on in the video for these and also for these. I have to make sure because I don't know them offhand, so I'll get that to you guys. But anyways, and then the last thing I'm going to do is use the old Harbor Freight cold chisel set, and I'm going to mark all the drive flange, the drive line, rear end nut, the nut that holds the pinion shaft in, all that crap I'm going to mark with a punch. A lot of guys will just use paint marker, or shit, I've seen videos where they just scratch on it with a awl, or a shit, I saw a guy use a coat hanger. So I want to make sure that I don't lose the marks, that I'm not going to have a chance of not indexing it correctly when I clean everything off. So that's what I'm going to use that for, and that's the end of that. I'll see you guys under the truck. Alright guys, so you can't see me, but hopefully you can see this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the drive line. And I'm going to mark the carrier, or the flange. Being left-handed. Okay. That way I have those two indexed. Yep, I do. Now, your bolts are probably going to be tighter than shit, and so you may want to jack the rear end up and be able to spin this. My bolts are already loose, so I don't need to do any of that. So mine are real easy to get to and real easy to get off. If yours are you can't get them off as easily, you're probably going to want to be able to spin your drive shaft. Now, I don't know if I have to mark the upper end. I'm going to look at that here in a minute when I get this loose. But yeah, somebody... What the hell? Wow. How is that not even lined up? Okay, I'm not sure about that. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is there. I think it's actually come off the centering. I think it's come off the centering ring, but I'm not sure. I don't know if that U-joint is toast or not. I'm not sure. Yeah, these definitely don't have Loctite on them. I'd say that's... From all the other videos I've seen, that might be a touch loose. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's just right. Okay, so that came right off because it's been riding on there funky for a while. And yeah, I don't know how much that's moved around. Anyways, guys, we'll get out from under it here. Trying to let it hit me in the head. Alrighty. And then the upper part. So let's see where... I'm gonna shut you guys off for a second here. Alright guys, this is the other half. I know it just pulls out. The question is, do I need to index it somehow? So hopefully you guys can hopefully with the wide angle you guys can kind of see what the hell's going on. Who knows? This part's supposedly not super important, but I want to make sure I mark it if I need to. So let's I gotta clip this oh, they're actually installed on there properly with metal. All right, I gotta pause you guys. Alrighty, don't mind my fat breathing. That's probably pretty good there. So you're gonna need some small screwdrivers. I don't know what size. Mine has the original metal clamp, the little, you know, you squeeze them together, and I need to spread it apart. So in order to do that, I got to get the right size, and I don't quite know what that size is. So I should be able to spread this out, and then, yeah, that's not the right one. Should be able to spread this out and then get the clip off. If I spread it out enough without screwing up the boot, is what I'm trying not to do, is mess the boot up. So if I'm patient and I don't get metal shit in my eye like I think I just did, or dirt, or whatever the hell it was, I should be able to pop that bad boy right off there. Or, better yet, I can just slip it off and deal with it in a minute. Alright, so I want to mark the axle on this one too. I'm pretty sure I have to do that. Alright, why is this being so difficult? Oh, there we go. Look at that. Alright. Yeah, you're going to have to fool around with that. I probably replace it, but we'll see. Now, let's see if this one is almost as easy. Come on. Yeah, there went that clip. Again, kind of munged them up. We'll see if they're fixable. Now, to mark the shaft. Oh, looks like there's so I'm going to mark where the casting line is. There's one here. And I'm going to mark just behind the spline that it goes to, which is right here. So I got a mark on the spline, and I got a mark on the drive line. I'm going to mark that a little better. And we'll call that good. Let's try this again. Blah, blah, blah. Talk, talk, talk.